It's Bourbon Night. Hello.
You sounded very unsure about that, Chad.
It's Bourbon Night.
Did you forget what we looked like?
Someone put a question mark in the teleprompter.
Here we are.
We're back.
We're back
from Scotland. I went to Scotland and all I got was this dram t-shirt.
That's funny.
It is.
Obviously, you think so.
It is. Yeah.
I like Chad's fake laugh. When he does that to my jokes, I'm like, all right, I know you didn't really think it was funny. That's a real laugh.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? See, we're on time, right? Yeah, slowly trickling in here. Yeah.
Well, we haven't been on in a few weeks.
It's true. People got out of their rhythm.
A lot has been happening. Obviously, we spent about 12 days in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Your birthday was on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We've just got a lot to catch up on and celebrate.
We do. Yeah. We've got a lot going on in this stream. Yesterday was World Whisky Day.
That's right, which is very fitting for what we're about to do.
Today is actually International Tennessee Whiskey Day.
International Tennessee Whiskey Day.
It's Tennessee
Had
Day.
Had never heard about it until this year.
Internationally.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's also, we're celebrating your birthday, so you get to drink whatever you want, but we also have to cover Scotch things.
Yeah. And we're going to start off with that. With something
we are?
that I want to drink, yeah.
Oh, okay. Something Chad wants to drink.
Yeah.
Well, it's your show, and I'm just in it, so you tell me.
Since, we will be doing a little bit of Scotch, I want to do something a little lower proof. This is just 101 proof.
Oh, just 101 proof.
Yeah, it's not hazmat, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me get that poured for you. We do have a super chat if you want to pull that up.
Oh, for sure.
I'll pour you first.
Thank you.
Birthday boy.
Thank you. I got a new hat, by the way, in Scotland. It's from Joey Tony back at Donuts. He says, "Happy birthday, Chad. Welcome back. Now for that elephant. I'll bet you burned that jacket. Oh, that lucky jacket. Sorry. Yeah. Love you both. Yeah. So, first, thank you, Tony. Cheers.
Thanks, Tony.
I'll cheers you. So I was on Matt Madness
Friday
night, and it was down to the second spot of who was going to advance to the finals.
For anybody who's not familiar, it was the semifinals.
It was the semifinals.
So the final four, and of those four, the top two scores would advance on to the finals, head-to-head matchup.
So you already had Dan. He had the highest score of the
Bourbon
evening.
Junkies.
So he was advancing. So it was down to who is second and third, who was going to be second that would advance. And going by the scoring that I was kind of jotting down, I already had it in my mind that I was third. I knew that I wasn't going to make it. But it was announced that I was. And
I was asleep by this point.
I made it
this
until is like 12:30 in the morning.
11 p.m. And then, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. So I was like, Schwell. I don't ever admit to being good at math, so okay.
Chad was like, sure, if you tell him he won. He's like, I won.
But there was also, they were saying there will be a recount, and I was like, okay. So I was fully expecting the next day for that recount to happen and for it to actually go to Jason for Mash and Drum, and that's exactly how it happened. So I narrowly came in third place. It's cool. I had the best.
You had 31 points, which you scored well in every one of your rounds. You scored, I think, over 30 points in every round.
The first appearance, the first round, I think I had the highest of the season. I'm sure someone's probably broken that by now, or will.
You had a lot of points.
I did best that first episode, and I was proud of myself. I've never made it that far.
I'm proud of you.
Made it to the semifinals. So
good job, Chad.
There we go. If I'm looking for excuses, I'll say that I was jet lagged and had the travel
and had been used to drinking Scotch. And let's list your many excuses.
That's all right.
It's because you weren't wearing your new fancy hat.
Well, I didn't want to throw off the regular hat mojo.
Well, apparently you did.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
But my proofometer was way off. I have not recalibrated my proofometer since Scotland. So, and I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm still I feel like I'm a half octave lower than I normally am because of that travel crowd. No excuses, though. It was a fair fight. It was all good, except XYZ. No, I'm kidding. I'm glad that Jason is making it on. He's gone.
Way to go, Jason.
It's awesome. Yeah.
And Dan.
Yes.
Who's been to the finals before.
Yes, this is his second. his second trip to the big dance.
Jeez.
The big Dan at the big dance.
Oh, gosh.
James Wolverton. Happy birthday, Chad. Happy birthday, sir. Thank you much. Appreciate that.
Did you just say happy birthday back to him? You said happy birthday, sir?
I did. See? I'm still on Scotland time.
That doesn't make sense. Okay. But I for real, like, I'm having trouble adjusting back. Go ahead.
Look.
Oh my gosh.
He's changed his name.
Changed his name to Gramps, which
There's
is
a story about that.
an inside joke from our Scotland group.
Happy birthday, you young whippersnapper. Watch out for those Scottish hooligans. Yeah.
Poor, like, everyone was so nice to us everywhere we went in Scotland, except for poor John Wadsworth had this, like, encounter. You could go off, at lunches.
Altercation.
Lunches and sometimes in the afternoons, like, we would break apart as a group. Everyone kind of go and, peruse tiny towns and then come back together. And John was, I don't remember where we were, but somewhere. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I could see you trying to think. And had, wandered along and was walking back and past some youths.
Some
Scottish youths. And I guess made eye contact with one of them. And this girl goes, "What the F are you looking at, Gramps?" He's not old.
He's younger than me.
Which is what's just hilarious to me. Anyways, so
and he wasn't wearing this type of
He was not. He was wearing his Georgia stuff, I think. I don't remember. Anyways, he came back to the group and told us that, and we were all like, what?
Wow.
Also, he's the nicest person ever, so to just, like, accost him like that in public for no reason, poor thing.
But he is now and forever Gramps. And
he's Gramps.
Apparently he's leaning into it because he's changed his screen name to it.
I support it. And that's the story. But
for those
maybe,
super chats.
Maybe you just had to be there.
Cheers on this 101 proof Jim Beam
it
from
smells,
the, I think, 70s.
It smells so yummy.
Tiffany
so
and
caramely.
Jamie, thank you again for this bottle. I've been loving it.
Do you want to know a secret?
Yeah.
I think this is the first bourbon that I've had since we've been back.
Really? Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
I was gardening this weekend, so I did have some yard beers, which are my favorite kind of beers.
Sure. Whiskey in general, you've had very little since you came back.
I haven't had any.
I
had a tiny
sip of Scotch
yesterday
when we were showing some family.
I had so little; it was only a small portion of this mini bottle. That's how little I had.
Yeah.
We were on a drinking trip for a couple of weeks. I decided to dry out a little bit this week until my yard beers. So again, also I'm still on Scotland time. Not really, but I've been getting tired at like 9 p.m., maybe 9:30. I've been falling asleep on the couch at like 9:30 every night. And I wake up at 4:35, 5:36, which is normal for a lot of people. But like for me to just like be wide awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, I mean, it's great. I get up and have some time to myself.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a few years ago, Sarah, when if we started a movie at 9...
Oh, I was immediately asleep.
Yeah, but that's when you were getting up early. For the, the corporate job and that type of thing.
Corporate job.
Yeah.
I'm corporate.
So, what we're going to do tonight, it's a multi topic show here. So, we're going to drink some things that I like. We're going to tell you about our Scotland trip. We're going to drink some takeaways that were straight from the barrel, thieved out of their Valanche by Sarah.
You keep saying Valanche. I think it's called a Valanche.
Valanche, whatever. I don't know.
Valanche. That's what he keeps saying.
It sounds
like the Golden Girls way of saying whiskey.
Valanche.
Yeah. Valanche. Yeah.
Valanche, and we're gonna end the night maybe by opening up, I don't know, something from BTEC.
Whatever fancy that Chad wants to open. Did you see that look?
And I've got a huge ass Glencairn back here that we're going to drink from.
Yep.
So stick around
We're going to drink from? It's your birthday.
I'm going to drink from. Stick around for the second half of the live show.
I'll do whatever. It doesn't matter.
Let's get caught up on some super chats here. If we miss any, we're still just on the computer, the laptop. Still not back with the big monitor set up, so keep us honest if we miss any. The great mod himself, Scott Pixley here, says you're still number 2 in our hearts, Chad. Sarah's obviously number 1. Happy birthday, Chad.
Scott.
Well, I'm used to it. Thank you. Sean Dobbins, happy birthday, Chad, and welcome home to you both. Definitely enjoyed the bourbon hunting in Scotland episode this week. Thank you much. That was a fun one. And JG877, happy birthday now. Happy birthday, Chad.
Happy birthday now.
Birthday cake, blowing a, what do they call those things? Noisemaker. Mm-hmm. And a party hat emoji, I think. It's very small.
Chad's old eyes can't see it.
On the laptop.
I don't know what you and your kids' emojis mean.
Gramps.
We should be calling you Gramps with the hat.
Probably.
I do like the hat.
Did you know that Dan from Bourbon Junkies is also a Taurus? His birthday is a day after mine.
Yes, I was literally in the chat talking about that.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay. I support you.
I couldn't really
I stayed
see
up
much
in
of
the chat. Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
I stayed up and in the chat for as late as I could. And then my eyes were literally closing. And I was like, I have to go to sleep. Yeah. And I thought it was 11 o'clock. So the stream started at, around 9? Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, he'll be in like 30 minutes anyways. I'll see him soon. Like, he's not, I'm only going to miss a little bit of it. I don't even remember you coming to bed. I was out.
Out cold. Hey, Bill K, this is your first time here. Glad to make it. Glad you made it. Bill,
thanks for coming.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming by.
Welcome. So, we'll kind of let you guys decide how the Scotch retelling goes. We brought back mostly minis because it's better on the wallet, better on the suitcase.
Well, we can try more of a variety.
And it's better on the variety, yeah.
Right.
So,
like, our suitcases were already very heavy with gifts and other things. And so you had bought that one Glen Scotia bottle that was full size.
Yeah.
I do want to open that.
Right here.
It's not my birthday, but I would like to open that.
Sure, we can open it.
Because this is one where we looked at each other immediately and we're like, yup. And it was first, this is the first and only Campbelltown that we own,
It's
I
true.
believe.
Well, maybe in that variety pack there might be a Campbelltown.
That we bought that we own.
Well, we own that variety pack.
Full size.
Oh, okay. Full size. Yeah, we can do it.
Can I say one thing? Anyways, yeah, we were, had limited suitcase space. This is a good way to try different things from different distilleries. They have a lot of selection of mini bottles over there.
Should we just tell them what we got?
Sure.
What's that one?
Bring them all out.
Yeah.
Rasse?
That's the
I'm not sure.
Isle of.
Isle of Rasse. I can never remember how to say Hebridean.
We learned that?
Hebridean. The Hebrides, right? The Hebridean Isles? I don't know. See, we went over there and I still don't know how to say everything.
Sure.
Anyways, yeah, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
The Tomatin, this is a cask strength Highland bourbon and sherry cask.
Are we sure it's Tomatin? Because we were talking to a buddy of ours earlier and he said Tomatin. I
never heard anybody say that before.
Okay. All right. Tomatin then.
Tomatin
it is.
Tomato, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Tomatin is what I feel like I've heard more. I've never heard Tomatin except for this one person.
Okay, good.
But it could be.
That's good.
See?
What? See what?
It's good. I wanted to say this before, but you were talking. It's good. It's not. I don't know. I feel like I remember it being richer and caramelier, and I don't know if this is just because
Getting down on the.
There could be many reasons for this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm just like. I've been weeks removed from drinking bourbon.
Don't scare our audience, Sarah.
I'm not trying to scare anybody. It's not Halloween.
Jeez.
It just tastes. It just doesn't taste as good as I remember it.
Okay, well, we'll put that to the test when we open up a BTAC towards the end of the show.
Okay, stick around for that.
Make sure
Is Sarah broken? Find out at the end.
Is Sarah broken?
Does Sarah like Scotch now only?
We got to end the channel.
No.
Have to replace her.
Who says that I'll be the one being replaced? What if I replace you and we become it's Scotch night?
Wow.
It's whiskey night with the parentheses.
Come on.
So that's
a subsidiary of its bourbon night.
So that's beyond belief. You can't wrap your mind around that. But me leaving, he's like, we'll just replace her.
I'm already holding the auditions.
Wow.
Kidding. We also got the Singleton 15. Now this one was strictly because I liked the bottle. purchase. This was at the Johnny Walker Experience. This is a Johnny Walker owned brand, and that was our first distillery. So I was like, I want to get something. So I got this. Hadn't had it.
I love this. The Bruichladdich, the Classic Laddie. This is actually the first Scotch that I had that wasn't a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottle that I remember thinking, oh, I actually really like that.
Yeah, it's really
and I
solid.
remember where I was when I had it. Ray, one of our patrons, recommended it for me. We were at $7 grand. No, yes. $7 grand?
In Austin?
In Austin.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what the bar's called. Yeah, $7 grand in Austin, and I was like, tell me about a Scotch. This was last fall. I was like, tell me a Scotch that I should try if I don't really love Scotch. And he said the Classic Laddie. And I tried it, and I remember thinking I would order another one of these.
Right, yeah.
And I remember telling you semi-buzzedly about it. Like, I would get another one of these. Isn't that cool? And Chad was like, shut up.
I was like, go drink more bourbon.
Just shh.
But we have to thank the Hopgoods.
The Hopgoods did.
Yeah, for this.
Gift us that.
Yeah.
Which is very
And
kind.
so these, we got Jura 18. We got the Glenallachie 12. We were looking for a 13, but I think that might have been a single cask. We got the Tobermory 12. Hope I'm saying that right. This is the... Bowmore or Balmore? Which is it? Because
Bowmore.
I keep messing it up.
Bowmore.
Bow.
But I think I was wrong about this. I think it's
Bowmore 18.
Tomatin.
Oh, it is Tomatin. Okay.
No, he was saying Tomatin.
Tomatin?
I don't know, like tomato.
Tomato.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyway, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I passed Roy's pronunciation test.
You
I
did.
thought so.
You passed it.
Anyways,
Flying colors.
but apparently not this one.
I don't think Tomatin was on there.
Oh, what do I want to drink? What are we gonna drink?
We're going to do this one. Now, what
Why do I have so many glasses?
Well, I don't know. I just wanted to bring them down. We brought down, we came back with, this isn't exactly a Glencairn, but it's a Glencairn style glass from Oban.
An
Oban
Ardbeg.
1794. We have an Ardbeg.
We have some Bruichladdich, Copitas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's actually this, which is a wee Cairn, just for comparison size. This is a full Glencairn. And this wee Cairn, I don't know if you can see, but it says drink more bourbon on it. And this will be available at whiskeyambitions.com.
This week.
This week. Yeah. So look for that soon. You can have a wee dram. Wee dram.
Oh, jeez.
Let's have a wee dram. I think there's another
Okay.
wee Cairn over there. Glen Scotia, Campbelltown single malt, Scotch whiskey, single cask, specially bottled for Lochfine Whiskies, which was a store we went to. That's where we got this. Was that the one with two?
Lochfine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a two-location one.
There was one in Edinburgh that we went to on our first full day there. And I really liked the shop. We just ran out of time, so we couldn't spend much time there. But the guy who was running the shop gave us some samples, and he was really nice. So then when we saw another Lochfine Whiskies in, I want to say we were in Inverary?
Yeah, I think it was Inverary. That little coastal town?
Yes. Well, they were all little coastal
I know,
towns.
but some of them had boats and others didn't.
Okay, the little harbor town, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I don't know. Anyways, we had lunch there, and then we went to Lochfine Whiskies.
Yeah.
And a guy there was also really cool, and basically Chad was like, hey, here's kind of what I've tried that I like, here's the flavor profile I like, the finishes I like, what do you recommend? And this, he was like, let me pour you this. And as soon as we both tried it, we were like, yep, that's coming home with us.
Yep.
So it's a Campbelltown.
It says non-peated right here on the back, I like that. Non-chill filtered, cast strength. The cast strength is 58.7%. So you can math that if you want to put it in proof.
It smells like honey and candies and...
Yeah.
I don't know, it's got like a really delicate floral...
While
it's
you're-
just light and sweet and...
Yeah. While you're smelling, I'm going to catch us up on some Super Chats. Preston! Hey, Preston.
vanilla wafers.
Happy birthday, my friend. Also celebrating my birthday today. Cheers. Well, happy birthday to you.
Happy
That's
birthday.
awesome. You are
And
also
go
a
F
Taurus.
yourself. No, I'm
Yes.
just kidding. He knows what it means.
He knows. And
He
Kilko,
knows it means I love you.
Yeah. Kilko Whiskey Musings. Happy birthday. I suggest Ireland for your next big trip. I also suggest you take me with you. You got it.
I just really like this.
Thank you all for that. A wee dram.
Yeah. Bonk. Ireland is potentially next, or we were talking about doing Scotland 2.0, because we did mostly, we did mostly Islay, and then we did an Edinburgh distillery and Oban, but we'd like to do more Highlands and Speyside as Volume 2.
Yeah.
Highway to the Highlands, as Todd Cooper calls it.
Who also came up with this slogan?
He did. Wow, he's in the wrong job. He should be in marketing.
Well, let me show you the group who was over there.
Yeah, show him.
Let's do the Ardbeg one. There's the group. All these fine folks got the same T-shirt. We didn't want to look like a big tourist group and wear them all in the same picture, so we didn't do that. But that's our fine group. We got I think another one of them here. Yep,
that's us in
Castle,
the Edinburgh Castle. Yep, on the Royal Mile. That was the first day with them.
Yeah.
After the welcome dinner. Yeah, they were a great group. Honestly, like it was like camp at the end. I was like, I don't want anyone to leave.
Everyone write.
Yeah, write me every day.
Everyone stay in the
Telegram
group chat. Telegram group chat. Yeah.
No, it was great. I mean, I truly couldn't have imagined the trip going any better. The weather was great. The majority of the time, we got really lucky.
Yeah.
All the distilleries were excellent. Group was great. Tour guide was amazing. The food was really good. People have told us in the past, they've been like, well, I love Scotland, it's beautiful, but the food. And I'm like, was over there and I was like, wait, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of heavier food, but, you know.
It is. I went a little too hard the first couple of days. I was like, let me have a big Scottish breakfast, and then let me have a big Scottish lunch, and then, of course, I'm going to have a big Scottish dinner, and then
it catches up with you.
Catches up. So then I was like, let me have a wee breakfast with the granola and, light things.
Right.
To kind of counteract that for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I think some other people did that too, from what I was noticing. But yeah, I love haggis. Had haggis, fried haggis. The first day we were there, we went into a little pub. What was that? The
the Abbotsford.
Abbotsford. There we go.
Abbotsford.
Abbotsford. Had fried haggis. Had fish and chips. Amazing.
It was really good.
Had some beers. We had more beer on this trip than we have over here.
We don't really drink beer here. It makes me feel full and sick and tired. So usually I'm like, I don't really drink a lot of beer, except for the occasional yard beer.
Yeah.
But
innocent gun.
When you're in a pub
good lager.
The UK, you're just sort of like, I gotta have a beer.
You're wearing this type of hat.
And give me a pint.
Really, give me a pint.
And really, it tasted so good, and it didn't make me feel terrible, so I was pretty happy about that.
It was good stuff.
But yeah, Chad likes haggis.
I do.
I don't know. If you want, I mean, we can talk about the trip as we drink these, but we've been putting out shorts on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, if that's where you are. Whichever platform you're on, they're probably there.
Yep.
That kind of go day by day of our trip. I'm still working on putting those together. But we have an example for you if you want to check one out, and you can go watch them if you want to kind of see, ride along with us on the trip.
You want to do the distillery day or the...
Let's do the distillery day first.
Okay. Little disclaimer, these were shot and presented in a vertical format. And
for your phone.
This software doesn't allow it. So it's zoomed in. So you'll see a couple of cut off heads, but you get most of it.
Okay.
So sorry about that. But if you want to see...
you don't have to show it.
If you want to see it in its fullness, just go to Instagram or TikTok
or literally when you're done watching this, just scroll over to our shorts tab.
Right, or shorts, here on YouTube. But this is day 5. This was the big distillery day.
Distillery day.
Yeah.
Day 5 of our Scotland adventure. It's the day you've all been waiting for, our big distillery day. We started off with a tour at Bruichladdich, followed by an exceptional single barrel tasting. We spent some time browsing the gift shop before stopping for a quick lunch.
It's a little bit smoky. It's just a little bit smoky.
Then we were off to Lefroy for a short visit where we enjoyed a little sample.
We'll have here. Yeah, it's
good.
Next, we hit Lagavulin for another gift shop stop and a quick pour. Finally, we ended with Ardbeg. Our favorite part of this experience was having our first pour of the tour, the Ardbeg 10, served to us out by the water. The tastings continued throughout the tour, and we popped in the gift shop at the end. We were all very hungry after a day of tastings, so we headed to dinner at the Bowmore Inn, where they have a great whiskey selection. We ended the night back at the hotel with a little trip down its bourbon night memory lane.
So there you go.
There you go.
Yay. Yeah, a little cut off heads there, but you get the idea.
Chad was like, whoa, that Ugadal is...
Ugadal!
Are you so proud of us? For those of you who are familiar, that we drank... I had 3 pours of Ardbeg, and I didn't make a face that was even close to the face that I made the very first time I tried Ardbeg.
Agreed. I liked Ardbeg 10 the best.
Same.
I don't know, maybe it was because, as you saw in the video, we were out there, on
the atmosphere,
dock or whatever.
Smell the sea air.
That was amazing. Then we had the
Look at the swan.
Yeah, we had the Wee Beastie, which is 5-year-old but older stuff mixed into it, and then that Ugadal, which I don't remember anything about it, but it kind of hit me.
It was heavy and dense. It was just intense.
It was intense.
But I drank it and I wasn't like suffering through it. It was more of, I don't know, I went into this trip with like the expectation that I wouldn't like everything, but that in my mind I was like, I'm also just interested in learning about different flavors and studying them.
Sure.
But I have to say that I can't remember having anything and being like, I don't like that.
Right.
I didn't have that reaction at all. And we tried a lot of stuff while we were there.
That's true. Super chat here from Raphael. Happy birthday. Mine was a week past today. I got you.
Oh, another tourist.
My 2 favorites are Ardbeg and Lafroig. So if you had those 2, it was a win. We did go to Lafroig and Lagavulin.
But just like quick stops.
Yeah, not for a tour. It was just a stop in. We could go to their tasting bar. We had, what was that? It was a C word.
It was whatever was in the video.
Yeah, the Cardiaris.
It sounds... Cardiaris? Something like that. What Chad said.
Yeah.
It was that.
At Lafroig, right?
Right. We like basically just went in with enough time to walk around the gift shop.
Hello.
Money, please. Enough time to walk around the gift shop and then go to their tasting bar and get a pour, and then it was back on the bus.
Back on the bus.
The reason that we had such quick stops, we actually had to cut a stop from that day. But we added another one instead.
One wasn't open. One was closed.
True.
And then one we decided to cut because of the distance.
Correct.
Yep.
So, Distillery Day, big Distillery Day. We started out at Bruichladdich. We had a 10 a.m. We just split into 2 groups because our tour group was so big.
Long-ass tour.
So, yeah, the tour was supposed to be a 1-hour tour and tasting. So we got there at 10. I'm guessing we should have been out by like 11. On to our next one by 11:30, and then back for lunch.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't leave Bruichladdich until like 1:30.
Yeah.
We were there for like 3 hours when we were only supposed to be there for 1. Now I can't complain.
That's the
because
tasting.
we got to do this amazing straight from the barrel tasting.
So that's where Sarah got the
Valenche.
And poured straight out of the barrel. We've done this in Kentucky many a times, but it's just different over there, right? Different over in Scotland, a little different experience. And, we've also got the straight from the barrels.
Okay, I'll do the straight, but you don't know which one's which.
That's what I love about it. So I say we get those wheeze.
Okay.
And we'll share. So there's 3 wheeze.
Great.
So, Sarah and I decided to, we were trying to be good, right?
Well, we have to be, we had a whole day of distillery stops and visits and things, and we have to interact with our group, and I have to be upright, basically.
We wanted, everyone else to drink everything they wanted, but we decided, since we're representing a bourbon night.
I have to behave myself a little bit.
We had to behave ourselves. So we took both of the leftover in our glass, and we poured it into these sample bottles, which they provide to you because they want you to take it with you. And if you're the driver...
They don't want you to overindulge.
They fill these up for you and put them in a bag or a tube, and you can take them home and drink them. So if you're the DD, They don't want you to
take
leave any
care of
empty.
you.
They're like, here's your to-go. Take it home and drink it.
And I think that's their way of
great.
encouraging people to not feel like they're missing out because they're driving. Like, I think over here, sometimes people might have a little bit more than they should have. Like, if you're driving, really, you know, you need to be very responsible and careful. But I do think sometimes here people get FOMO. They're afraid that they're going to miss out, so they maybe sample a little bit more than they should and then drive. So I think their thing is that we don't want anyone to be tempted, so we'll just go ahead and give you these to go, and then you take them home and enjoy them there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some people are thinking, well, they probably just go out to their car and drink them. But there's a zero tolerance. Like if you are pulled over and...
Cargis.
Cargis, that's
Cargis.
right. If you're pulled over and you have any blood alcohol content over there, you're done. I mean, they don't kill you, but straight
No, they kill
straight
you.
to jail. Off with their heads. Anyways.
So, what we have here, and they're all pretty much the same color. This one's a little bit lighter, but we have Bruichladdich. It's not exactly the classic Laddie because this was straight from the barrel, and it was ones that were just there for people to thieve out of.
Well,
so
this is 100 proof, and it was cast strength.
not going into, you know.
It was one age because it was a single barrel
Yeah.
versus what I assume is probably a blend.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyway, we had an amped up version of the classic Laddie, I guess, Bruichladdich. Then we had Port Charlotte, which is a heavily peated. And then we had Octomore, which is just super heavily peated.
And that's one of these three.
And it's one of these three. It's like Octomore roulette.
Well, you're going to have it anyways. It's just making noise.
It's just making noise right now. Got a lot of what they call cask candy, which is sediment.
I'm just going to pour a little bit.
Yeah.
So we can taste them.
A lot of cask candy. This one's dark. This might be the... I don't know.
But yeah, so because we stayed for so long at Bruichladdich, we were supposed to drive 20 minutes out from there to go to Kilchoman. And then spend our time out there doing a tasting and just a quick tasting and a gift shop stop and then 20 minutes back. But we had lost so much time by that point. Not a bad thing because we had an incredible experience at Bruichladdich that we were like, okay, we have to cut Kilchoman, but then we'll add Lagavulin and we'll stop at Lafroig. And then we were in Bowmore for lunch, so we were gonna stop at the Bowmore Distillery if we had time at lunch. It was a holiday and they were closed. They were the only one that was closed on Isla that we stopped at.
Coronation Day.
It was the observation of Coronation Day holiday.
I think that's where John got called Gramps.
Maybe, I don't remember.
I think it was Bowmore.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that didn't work out either. So we missed those two, but then we got to see Lafroig and Lagavulin. There's something in that glass.
Yeah, it's all that cask candy.
No. Wait, is it? I swear I saw something.
I don't know what you're talking about. She's seeing things.
No, I'm not. There's something in there.
Okay, pretty sure that's the
Whoa!
the non-peated.
It smells. Woo!
Yeah.
There's something in there. It's like a fuzz or something. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Oh, that's the other thing is whenever I was doing the valenching, the thieving, like I had to stop the end of the thief with my fingertip, like a straw. And it was, it wasn't a foolproof method. So like this super peated whiskey was all over my arms by the time. I mean, I smelled like it for the rest of the day.
No black arts? Yeah, they had black arts in the gift shop.
In the gift shop. We didn't purchase it.
They were expensive.
It was expensive.
Many
and it wasn't
pounds.
on a tasting bar that we could find.
Many pounds. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is the Bruichladdich.
This makes me so happy.
Straight from the barrel. Here, let me try the regular old. You said this is underproof?
50% ABV, Chad. Get with the program.
All right. Yeah, that's just so super easy.
It's so easy.
I think eventually, because of our Scotland travels and our, dipping our toes into this, we'll be able to come out with a video where we have recommendations of scotches to try if you're a bourbon drinker trying to get into scotch.
Or if you're just trying to get into scotch.
We will have an insight on that, and I think that will definitely be on the list.
That would be on my list.
Yeah. Now, I think this is the straight from the barrel version. Let's find out.
That smells like the Port Charlotte.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But I can't tell.
Woo! Yeah, just more robust.
You're just doing all kinds of
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Graham says that's where it was. After dinner in Bowmore. Well.
Yeah, I think some people might call that smoky, but I don't think it is. I think it's more of just like not a burnt either. I don't know what the word is. Like, if you're at a cocktail bar
Toasty.
And somebody like lights some herbs on fire for a drink and it smells smoky in that way, but not like, I think when people think of Scotch, they think of like ashtray smoky, like cigar smoky. And it's not like that. It's more like herbal smoky.
Right. Light a match smoky.
Kind of more on that side. But I enjoy.
Now, these two, one of these is Port Charlotte, and the other one is Octomore. Straight from the barrel, uncut. Complete with cask candy. And honestly, I don't know if we'll be able to tell after the tasting, because even there, I was like...
Yeah, I can't remember which one that I liked better. I actually think that I liked the Octomore better than I liked the Port Charlotte. The Port Charlotte had almost like a strangely like meaty flavor to it, like, and it was like it smelled like bacon fat, but for some reason it was off-putting. Not off-putting, but like compared to the other two.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll try this one.
This one has a little bacon.
Yeah, it smells like bacon grease. Which I'm sure everyone's like, that sounds, I don't know, are you like, that sounds delicious? It smells like bacon frying in a cast iron skillet.
I mean, I might get the same thing on that one, but that one is definitely bacon. Cast iron skillet, yeah. And I don't know if these are different when they're not straight from the barrel. I mean, obviously they will be, but I was... like,
oh my gosh, this one's more bacony.
That's pretty bacony, right? I was like, after the tour of Bruichladdich, I was like, man, I got this. Then we went to Ardbeg and things changed, but I was like, yeah, this ain't nothing.
I think this is the Octomore. Yeah, that's the Octomore, and that's the Port Charlotte.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, this is more like fire, smoke from a fire outside. This one's more... yeah, that bacon, cooking, cast iron.
They both have that bacon in a cast iron skillet feeling, but this one is more... I don't know. You said you thought that one was more fire, but I think this is more campfire, like, but dark.
Okay.
I don't want to drink too much of these because I don't want to totally shoot my palate. But are you impressed?
No, this one to me is more what you smell after fireworks go off.
Okay.
Sulfur, right?
Sulfuric.
Sulfuric.
Interesting. I don't think that's like
and
a
this
positive
one's a little bit more tame. So if Octomore is the higher amount of parts of peat per million, I would say this is the Octomore.
ppm.
And this is the Port Charlotte.
I
This
agree.
is definitely the Bruichladdich.
This is definitely the Bruichladdich. I agree. I think that's the order as well.
Yeah.
Now that we've settled that, because we'll never really know because they're unmarked.
Yeah.
We didn't have a way to mark them
We didn't have
when we
a way.
were there.
Hello!
The thing is, though, if we had done this same tasting 6 months ago, I would be like, right now, I'd be like, I'm done. I can't taste anything for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way right now.
I don't feel that way.
I mean,
If
I
we-
definitely feel like it's hanging around.
Yes.
But
if
I
we'd
think
done this 2 years ago, we would have been
I wouldn't
out
have
the
even
door.
drank this. The smell
Yeah.
alone would have been too much for me.
Super chat from Don Nishida, who
We'll see
will
him
be
this week.
seen soon. Happy birthday, Chad. I remember the first stream when you all tried Scotch with a look of sheer terror and apprehension.
Terror.
What was that, like yesterday?
Can you believe we're just babies? We're all grown up.
Thank you, Don. And Tiffany. A bonny birthday to ye, Chad. Cheers from Kevin and Tiffany. Welcome back to you both. I went a little pirate.
I love how your impressions, the definition is just it starts out as one thing and turns into something else. Like,
Yeah.
you could Mad Lib Chad's impressions with starts out as blank, turns into blank, and it could be
Surprised I didn't go into Jimmy Stewart,
anything.
honestly.
Well, there's, I don't know, it's like, your international ones tend to end up in like Irish or Australian. And then like anything that's like old timey film or basically any like older man who's American, whatever. I don't know. It like Christopher Walken or whatever. It starts out as whatever it is and it turns into Jimmy Stewart.
Well, I'd say I was asked to do a few impressions on the Matt Madness stream Friday night.
I heard you from downstairs. There's a 5-second delay. I heard you do Jesse Pinkman.
Well, that's got to be loud. You have to be loud.
You have to be loud. You have to project because it has to come from.
Yeah, and they wanted me to do Christopher Walken, but I wasn't feeling it.
I know you haven't practiced.
I hadn't done it in a while, and I knew it was just going to be Jimmy Stewart.
So the question is, have you been practicing when I haven't been in the house the past few days?
No, I haven't.
I'm a little disappointed.
I haven't. But it was all because Matt was trying to do a Trump impersonation.
Everyone was like, I can't tell when are you doing it right now?
And he didn't change his voice at all.
Are you doing it right now? You're going to have to tell us when you're doing it.
He would just say something that he wouldn't say, and he'd be like, right? And it was like,
okay.
You didn't change your voice at all?
Leave him alone. He tried his best. Yeah. All right, what's next?
Well, a cheers for those super chats to yous.
I drank all my things.
You got some Lottie.
Oh,
a little Lottie.
Tiny.
Lottie dotty dotty. We likes to potty. All right. Let's just slide.
That's one of my favorites. Just because it's so easy to drink. I really like the Brook Lottie.
Yeah.
The classic Lottie.
The classic Lottie.
Also, it's a pretty bottle. I know some people don't love, not being able to see the whiskey inside, and I understand that.
It's not that dark anyway,
now that
right?
I've tried, right? It's not. There's nothing much to look at, anyways. So
yeah,
I'm a fan. I like it. I think it's a pretty bottle and stands out.
Do you want to do one more?
Just looking at my eyeball.
One more Scotch.
Well, only one more?
I don't know. I kind of want to get to this.
What time is it? Well, we should talk more about the trip.
We should.
I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you want to know?
Then we definitely should, because we have another video to show. We have some more pictures.
I want to talk about our favorite things, because I feel like that's what everyone's been asking, and I wrote them down. And this might be a piece of content eventually. I don't know.
Well, here,
let me pull it up, because if I don't write things down when they're happening, then I won't remember.
Well, before you do that, let's decide, and then I can pour it. So what would you like? Would you like this rosé? You want the Tomatin? The Glenallachie? I kind of want the Glenallachie.
Let's do the Glenallachie then.
Let's do it.
This Tomatin is one that we walked into the Royal Mile whiskey shop. Actually, you didn't, but I did that day. And they had this amongst other bottles from this distillery as like just free samples. And so I tried a few of them, and I tried this one, and I was this close to buying a full-size bottle. I almost did, but it was like 80 pounds, 79, 80 pounds, something like that.
Close to $100.
And he wasn't there with me, and I was like, ugh.
I was in the cathedral.
I wanted you to try it and make sure you liked it, so I didn't buy a full-size bottle.
I think we're on the same page with Scotch, though. I
think we are. Yeah. Kathy from our group, she did buy a bottle. Now I'm a little bit jealous, but I'm sure I can find one somewhere. So later on in our trip, I found a baby bottle, and I was like, yoink. Mine.
Yoink. She didn't pay for it.
I paid for it, but...
She's on the lamb.
Yoink.
She's like, I'm in international waters now, bitches.
Oh, jeez.
Glenallachie, as we said, we had a 13-year that I think was...
Chad loved that.
That was at the Whiskey Vaults, right?
Yes. Okay. There's a bar called the Whiskey Vaults in Oban.
The Whiskey Vaults, which I have a picture...
There's our whole group.
And whoever this is...
It was like a bartender or one of the guys that worked there.
So fast.
He was so fast.
It's like, you can't take my picture. Can't see me. I'm doing my head too fast. But yeah, most of our group there at a place called the Whiskey Vaults, and they were all single casks. They were like...
They had so much stuff.
They were like, with the not single casks.
Yeah.
Because those are dumb.
Basically, we just kept walking up to the bar and being like, what do you recommend? Like what you...
And they were on it.
What you did the first time. It's like what we were doing most places is, hey, here's what I've had. Here's what I like. Here's what I lean towards. What do you recommend? And they would be like, you should try this one. And then the next time we would go up and be like, all right, I'll have something different. And they'd be like, what about this one? And
they were all hitters.
It was so fun. And
they were all hitters.
It was like a Wednesday night. So we were the only people in there.
Pretty much.
Our group was like the only people in there. It was really fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wish
we closed the place.
We did close the place down. They were like,
Yeah.
you guys, we are closing now.
Yeah. No, it was great. They had 1792 small batch, which actually Carissa bought me a wee dram of at the end because I was like, I kind of want that. I was just sort of missing bourbon by that point. And
don't tell bourbon, but I didn't miss it.
they had something else. I forgot. And the way they sort of, when I asked about it, that they kind of threw it away. They were like, yeah, we have these because we have to or something. Like, all right, that's fine. Like,
Well, I'm sure that's how people feel about stuff over here, too.
Perhaps.
And we had this at a bourbon bar, like, we have to have this this vodka because, you know.
Right, yeah. So we can get our other allocations of
this,
bourbon.
whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Dan Like with a super duper super chat here. He says, happy birthday.
Of chats.
Chad, from Julie and I.
Aww.
It's been a great week. We might be in Lexington next month, or IBNville, whatever you call it. Cheers, we do call it IBNville. Yes.
Yeah, Lexington.
Wow.
It's
Dan,
actually
Julie,
on the
thank
sign,
you.
welcome to Lexington, a.k.a. IBNville.
Home of Chad and Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice
That's
that they
what
did
it says on the sign. They added it.
It's very sweet of them.
We're here
Wow.
most of June, I think.
Yeah.
December months are a little bit calmer. Although we're planning another trip for barrel picks in July. That might take us up
Little out-of-state barrel pick trip.
a little bit. A little bit. I'm like, I just got back. I can't think about traveling again. But the barrel picks, they must be done. Someone has to do them. So stay tuned for more info on that, if you're a patron especially.
Absolutely. Dan and Julie, thank you all so much. Appreciate that
Super duper
greatly.
chat.
Yes.
Glad you came for Scotch night.
Okay. Not as wonderful as that.
Not as good as the
13-year.
13-year-old.
What's
This one-
this is 46%.
So this one has a little bit more of that citrusy, grassy,
Yeah.
what I would call like in beers, how you taste that citrus grassy note on an IPA.
Yes.
It
Exactly.
comes through here in a similar way.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you agree with me.
No, yeah, that's spot on. That's spot on, Sarah.
Okay, let's-
Spot on. Sarah. Over there.
Oh, they didn't understand Sarah without an H.
S-A-R-A. They were like, is it Sarah?
Sarah is what everyone kept
'Cause
saying. I
that's
was
how
like,
we
no,
would-
it's... Or
Sarah.
it was Sarah or Sarah.
Sarah. Well, Sarah would just be normal.
Right. But,
Even with an
or
H.
They'd be like,
But like
Sarah?
Sarah? Because over here it's just Sarah with an H.
Yeah, it was like that, yeah.
I got decent.
I was like, look, I can add the H if you want to
While I
see
w-
it. I'll bring it.
While I was over there, I got pretty decent.
It's
at
hard when
the
you're not
Scottish
hearing it
accent.
every day.
But once it's not daily.
What do you guys
once
think?
a
Pretty decent. Is he giving himself too much credit? I don't know.
maybe a wee bit. Without hearing Rich, our bus driver and tour guide on the microphone every day.
Is it weird to be like, I miss his voice?
He's like, when you're going doing the hill, make sure not to rip your trousers. He was saying that the O's are ooze, so trousers instead of trousers. And
Quit banging on the table.
speaking of Rich, we have a picture of him.
We do.
Where'd you go? There's Roy. I thought I named it.
I don't know. There's something in my eye. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if I can see or not. You can still see me, so it's fine. I should have just worn my glasses. Everyone would be like, "You wear glasses?" Anyways, it's fine. Maybe it's not on there. There it is. I see it right there. Rich.
There we go. Well, open.
This is.
There he is. Yeah.
You can't. Oh, scroll up too, because you can see the Balmoral Hotel, the clock.
Yeah.
In the background, and the sun was setting. It's not the best picture of the sunset. I got better ones, but it was so gorgeous. That's in Edinburgh.
It had been raining that day, and there was a rainbow.
There was
on the
a
other
rainbow?
side. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
But that's Rich. Haggis Adventures.
Yep. Haggis Adventures, Haggis Tours on social media.
Mm-hmm.
He's Haggis Rich, and he was honestly a delight. Like, made our trip 10 million times better.
Absolutely.
If you're thinking about going over to Scotland, highly recommend looking up Haggis Tours if you want to do even just like a day trip or something. yeah, you pay more for someone to put your trip together, but it's so nice to not have to think about it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He
knew the best little spots.
He knew the best spots
to pull off.
And all the sites that we could see, like, on our way from point A to point B.
Yeah.
He knew stops that were, like, every 20 to 40 minutes, so that it wasn't, like, a 3-hour bus ride.
Yeah.
It was a 3-hour bus ride, but broken up with little fun stops in between.
Yeah, Dan, hit us up. Hit us up. Faux show.
Yes, do it.
Faux show.
Okay, before we get off track even more, let's talk favorite things of the trip. I just want to do it this way so that we don't keep going, oh, and then we did this. Oh, and then we did that.
These are a few of my favorite things.
And here, I'm glad you could all join us this evening because we have a very important slideshow of our vacation to show you.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my favorite things, I think one of both of our favorite things was the Bruichladdich tasting. Being able to thieve out of the barrels in the rick house. They called it something else. Warehouse, whatever they called it. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Being able to do that and pour it for our entire group and
Barrel house, maybe?
spend that time with those pours was so great. Loved that experience.
Yeah.
Equally loved that first sip of Ardbeg out by the water with our group. And it was just like sunshine and you could hear the water and you could smell the salt in the air and it was just
right there.
Stunning. Like that picture doesn't do it justice. Yeah. It was beautiful that day.
There was a non-militant swan really close to
Right,
there.
he was a friendly swan. Another one of our favorites was we stopped at a place. It was just a hill.
Yeah.
Dunod Fort.
Dunod Fort.
I don't have a picture of that in here, but it was just a hill that you can it's like a 10-minute hike up the hill, and it
had a footprint of the
basically like
Queen or something.
There was a footprint inlaid in a rock, and if your foot fit in the print, you were I don't know, special. My foot fit.
Your foot fit.
By the way.
It fit fine.
Anyways, you climb up the hill, and then you can see out over all the farmland around, and there were so many sheep, and the farmland was so beautiful, so we got up to the top, and it was just very epic.
It was.
So even though it was just climbing a hill, like, climbing up the hill was fun, climbing down the hill was a little precarious, but still fun. And then just the views were incredible.
Yeah, because, I think, like, looking at an itinerary, and you would see, like, okay, it's a 2-hour bus ride from X to Y. Like, it looks like we're on the bus a lot. But because it was broken up so much, and because the scenery was so great to look at.
It really didn't.
The bus days were actually some of the favorite days.
Agreed.
Really.
I get a little bit motion sick on buses.
Yeah, you do.
And especially on those like bumpy, windy roads. So I didn't love the bus ride, but I still feel like those were some of my favorite days because of everything that we got to see.
For sure.
Let's see. The drinks at the Whiskey Vault that you already showed. Oh yeah, this is our little trek, our map. You can see we came a little bit off to the right is we came from Edinburgh. It cuts off. Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
And made our way over to Isla. So you can see our little route. But yeah, you already saw our drinks at the Whiskey Vault. We already told you the Whiskey Vaults we told you about. Yeah. Ordering there, that was one of my favorite parts, just getting to hang out with the majority. Not everybody could make it, but it was just a long day of travel leading up to that, so not everybody made it out.
Yep.
Also in Oban, we climbed up to McCaig Tower.
McCaig Tower.
Chad climbed against his will.
I was forced.
This was also the same day as the Dunod Fort climb, so he was like, quit making me climb stuff, woman.
Yeah, it was like a 20-degree incline.
It was
asphalt.
It was steep, but I made him climb up that, and but
when
we got to the top, the views were so beautiful.
It was great. There was this this house that we were passing, this little house that had like a sort of like a sunroom.
He was being a creeper.
And I heard this accordion music, and I look over to my left, and here's this old man, like he was wearing one of these caps. He was sitting in his all-glass sunroom, sitting in a chair, just playing an accordion, and I was like, this!
You don't see this at home.
This right here. And I wanted to do the old, here, let me take a picture of you, Sarah, but I'm actually just, recording the guy, and she would have no part of it.
I was having none of it. I was like, leave him be in peace.
Yeah, whatever.
He's not a zoo animal.
I tried to feed him. Yeah.
I haven't put that day's recap video out yet, so...
We would have had an accordion player.
We'll put that out probably tomorrow. Yeah, that was Oban was one of my favorite days, just in general.
It was a great day.
The Scotch Malt Whiskey Society whiskey dinner. We did a 3-course paired whiskey dinner, and Roy from Aquavitae came and joined us, and Chad dressed like an old Scottish man and was so cute. Look at him. Look at him in that sweater.
Well,
it's a cardigan, but so cute.
It's a cardigan.
I thought I sent you the picture of us with Roy from after we had we were just goofing off down by the bar.
Yeah. That was good.
But that dinner, also its own separate video in shorts on Instagram now.
We can play it.
Incredible. Well, we can play it.
Yeah, we can play it.
We can play it. Let's
Again,
play it.
It was formatted for vertical, but this thing zooms in. So apologies for that. There will be some cut off heads, but don't let that scare you.
While we were in Edinburgh, we enjoyed a group dinner at the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society on Queen Street, where Roy from Aquavitae joined us as our guest of honor. Our meal was 3 courses, each paired with a unique Scotch Malt Whiskey Society pour. Our welcome pour was the Sharp and Tart, a 10-year-old Highland single cask featuring notes of fresh herbs, green apple, and ginger. Our first course was a crab salad paired with the Metamorphosis of a Salmon, a 12-year-old Speyside whiskey from their sweet, fruity, and mellow category. This pour was light and creamy with fruity notes and a hint of sweetness. Our next course was a stuffed lamb paired with leather burger sauce, a 14-year-old Highland whiskey with savory and briny notes, along with gentle spice and a hint of sweetness. For dessert, we had a white chocolate mousse with apricot compote, dark chocolate whiskey sorbet, and gingerbread. That was paired with the Devil in Pink Silk Pajamas, which was a 17-year-old Highland whiskey with notes of stone fruit, cinnamon, chocolate, and a hint of earthiness. After we were all very full and said goodnight to our guests, we enjoyed a nightcap with Roy at the bar downstairs, and there may have been a mini photo shoot.
Yeah, there was.
It was so fun. That was unplanned. Like, I was finishing up paying the tab, and I walked downstairs after everyone else has trickled out, and there's Roy at the bar, and he's got pours lined up in front of him, and he's like, I gotta wait for my train. And we were like, well, we can't let the man wait for his train by himself.
It's like, let's have a wee dram.
So I hope none of the group sees that and is like, wait, I would have had a drink downstairs. I didn't know that was happening. Like, we
impromptu.
Just stumbled into it.
Impromptu.
That's just what happened. Yeah, highly recommend. Scotch Malt Whiskey Society has spaces in Scotland. Obviously, I believe there's some in the rest of the UK and elsewhere. I don't know where, but I'm sure there's a list somewhere that you can find. We are members. We have enjoyed some bottles with Scott from the Scotch Test Dummies. We've done some videos with him, but that was the first time ever going to a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society location. 10 out of 10.
Crazy.
Would go back, would do that dinner again, or any dinner with them. And if you're interested in becoming a member, just smws.com.
Yep.
Yeah, highly recommend a visit to them.
'Twas good.
If you ever can.
Derek Ellis with Super Chat. Hey, Derek. Happy birthday, Chad. May your best days be ahead of you, my friend. I thoroughly enjoyed living vicariously through the IBN crew via the shorts from Scotland.
Aw,
Cheers.
thank you.
Thank you, Derek.
Thanks, Derek. I tried
Appreciate
really
that.
hard. I'm not as good of an editor as Chad is, but I do my best.
Come on.
Our rule was, Chad, you get the video this way. I'm team vertical, and that way we cover all of our bases.
Boom. There you go. Yeah.
This is so yummy. This is one of my other favorites from the trip.
Yeah, probably should have got
tomatin.
full.
Yeah, we should have. I should have done
It's
it.
all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's okay.
Okay, let's finish up favorite things.
All right.
We stayed a few extra days after the trip because we were after the group trip was over. Because, one, we wanted to go over to the Glasgow area and visit Glencairn, which we did. You can expect a video about that at some point. We were like, I gotta see where my favorite Glencairn glass is.
Again, we Karens
They come from.
should be on the site. Maybe tomorrow.
Soon. Possibly tomorrow.
Possibly.
If I can get my act together. We'll see. But yeah, you watch the channel, so you know that we are pop culture nerds and movie geeks and whatever, and we both grew up with Harry Potter. I wouldn't call us insane Harry Potter fans or anything, but there's something definitely nostalgic about it. And so the Jacobite steam train in northern Scotland is featured in the second movie.
Well, the train is featured throughout the movies, but this arch,
the Glenfinnan Viaduct,
is in the second movie.
where, if you're familiar, they hijack the
Chamber of
the
Secrets.
flying car, yeah, and they, go all around the train and stuff. That's the scene from the second movie, and so I wanted to ride the train, and then I also wanted to see where that was shot. So we rode the train, and we had high tea on the train, and then after we got back from the train, there's a later train in the day, so we hustled out to the Glenfinnan Viaduct, which is like 30 minutes out, to watch the afternoon train come in. Mm-hmm. And it was magical.
It was.
It was very windy, but I loved it. It was so windy. Fun.
It was a hike, but it was good. It was good. I'm glad we did it.
And I think that's it. Yep. Honestly, just the whiskey hunting at all the little shops and getting to see all their things and just the scenery and all the tea and snacks really made me happy. The food was really good. The drinks were really good. The people were amazing. Like, before we even left, I was already talking about when can we come back. I didn't want to leave.
And so was half the group.
I didn't want to go home. And usually on trips, like, I'm ready to go home by the third or fourth day. And I didn't want to go home.
Yeah.
And I still don't want to go home.
Well, you are.
I know. I live here.
Not to downplay Kentucky, it was good to be home. Each of these places have their own little magic.
It's true. It actually reminded me of home. Like, a lot of the greenery, the fields full of, animals roaming around, and the big mountains and everything. Like, that is very much... I can see why when people, migrated over here and were looking for places to set up their distilleries, why they came to Kentucky and were like, this looks like a good spot for people who had previously, distilled Irish and Scotch whiskeys. Yeah,
there were times where you're looking out the window and you're like, okay, this stretch right here,
this could be Kentucky.
I could be looking at Kentucky. And then you turn a corner and there would be,
some epic mountains.
Some epic mountains with sheep, frolicking and mist coming over the moor or whatever. And you're like, okay, well, this is obviously not Kentucky, but where'd that go? Any good Scotch cocktails? No. Honestly, cocktails were sort of the one thing that were limited.
There were not very many cocktails. At least the places that we went. We didn't go to any, like, fancy cocktail bars. We mostly went to, like, pubs and things.
We did have a Scotch old-fashioned, which was...
I liked it. It was a little sweet. I wouldn't have used as much simple syrup, but I thought it was a good flavor.
It's a good flavor.
We also went to this place called the Cocktail Geeks, and they do like a rotating... They're only open certain times of the year, and they do a rotating themed... Like, not just
like
the
monthly,
menu,
right?
but they like... No, it's like...
No.
3 or 4 times a year.
Oh,
they like
quarterly?
Repaint their whole interior, do all this wall art and things. So their theme was... it was a Star Wars theme. So they had lightsaber-themed cocktails.
Kyber crystals. So the Kyber crystal was at the bottom of... so, I got a purple, so it makes Win do Kyber crystal. And
Nerd.
The light at the bottom lit up purple. But, yeah.
It was cool. They had done, like, in the past, they'd done Lord of the Rings, which I'm so sad that we weren't there for that one.
Breaking Bad.
The one that they're doing in the fall is The Last of Us. So they'll redo the whole interior to make it feel very...
Yeah, they, like, repaint the walls, paint murals, like all this.
I think I just ordered the wrong thing. I didn't love my drink.
She got the only rye whiskey cocktail. I ended up getting... Mine had tequila in it?
I think so.
And I actually really liked it.
He really liked his. I wasn't a fan. It had like mango and pineapple and rye, and it just ended up to me, it reminded me of like herbal essence shampoo. Like the way that smells, it reminded me.
She used to drink a lot of that.
Thank God.
Stone Fences. We have Stone Fences over here too, actually.
Like I said, it reminds you.
Bourbon County and Fayette County, so Paris and Lexington, there's actually this road, Paris Pike, that's just stone fences on both sides back to the 1800s. So we have that in common as well.
Yeah. I also enjoyed all of the... not wildlife, but all the animals. Like all the sheep. It was spring, so there were so many little lambs. Little lambs running around everywhere.
The Highland cows.
We saw a Highland cow. And it was a very dog-friendly place. I feel like there were dogs everywhere. And that makes me happy. That makes me so happy.
Scotland in general, very dog-friendly. You would see dog bowls in pubs. You'd see dogs in pubs. You would see
I definitely
lots of dog
spent
walking.
An evening playing with dogs in the pub. Just because I can't be bothered to do anything else. Could be anywhere in the world, but if there's dogs, I'm going to play with them. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, I feel like we should spend the last few minutes doing what you want to do.
Clean Glencairn, please.
I can't see anything. There's like a film on my... Can you see it?
No.
No? There's like a film on my contact lens, and I can't see anything right now.
That's all right.
But I'm trying not to touch my face.
I can see you. Yeah. Let's get this up here, because, right, yeah.
Whoa, Chad.
Gonna open a little...
Zoe is
Zoe's
also...
pissed.
She's concerned.
She's
We're gonna
concerned
open
about
it?
Yeah. Open it.
This isn't one we already have open? Chad, how many of these do you have? You just keep pulling them out of anywhere.
KCWLW, thank you.
That's right.
Thank you again. Also, thank you to Nick for the super chat. Says, cheers to what sounded like a great trip.
It was
Cheers.
the best, hands down, the best
Sláinte.
trip I have. Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Hands down, the best trip I've ever been on. Like, again, I was emotional when we were leaving.
Sarah,
like, I didn't want to leave.
Do we have another trip coming up?
We have a Kentucky trip in October. And there are still spots available. If you're like, wow.
In the description of this video, you can actually click on it.
Chad, I'm glad you asked that.
We will be doing a barrel pick that is not advertised in there. That is
Really?
something that we're adding on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
News to my ears.
Nah, we've talked about it.
We
just
talked
haven't.
about
We just
it.
haven't nailed it down. But
Okay.
we will. We always
We're gonna do it.
We always do.
Chad says. Anyways, that's in the description. So if you're like, hey, this trip hanging out and drinking whiskey at all these distilleries with these two people sounds fun, but I don't know about international, you can just come to Kentucky
And drink
in
bourbon.
the fall and drink bourbon with us. If
There's-
that's more of your comfort zone.
If that's what you're into.
That's what you're into.
There is something that we've yet to bring out and show on camera, and that's this guy right here, and all its mirrored.
We
Look,
talked about it on Patreon.
there we are in the monitor.
That's weird.
Yeah, but this is the 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube. Very proud of this. Wanted to show it here on camera because we hadn't yet.
And it's Chad's birthday. We can do whatever he wants.
That's right. And
Do it. There's also a YouTube short about this. And if some people are like, why only YouTube shorts? Why aren't you making them for regular YouTube? It's just easier for me. If I'm putting something together,
Yeah.
it's just easier to do it on shorts for me.
no.
Chad does the full produce
Yeah.
things. I bought this as part of our Glencairn order. You can, again, all this is in the short. Forgot about it because it takes 6 to 8 weeks for it to come from Scotland and be made and engraved and all
Should
that
have just
stuff.
picked it up.
And then Chad opens it and is like, what the hell? Why is this a giant Glencairn?
Yeah.
So it was kind of a surprise because I forgot about it.
That's right. And yep, there's Scott putting the Trova trip. It's through the same company that we
our
did the
Scotland
Scotland trip. Will be the Kentucky trip. This will be our first Kentucky trip through Trova, which just takes a lot of the planning off our shoulders. Well, Sarah's
It's
shoulders,
not
really.
that I mind the planning, especially for the Kentucky trip. It's just that when they're
The
here,
logistics.
when the group is here with
Yeah.
us, I want to be here with the group because they wanted to come hang out with us.
right.
I don't want them to be hanging out with you while I'm in the other room on the phone with somebody
Right.
trying to arrange whatever our next stop is. So,
Exactly.
not
All
that
right.
I'm above it. I've done it many times so far, but you know.
Let's take a $1,200 to $1,500 secondary bottle and bring it down to zero again.
It's your birthday. I'm just along for the ride. I support you
Here we go.
in mostly all things.
And it's not worth it.
Now it's worthless.
worthless. Except, still,
I mean, you could sell it you could
By the
sell
poor.
it to your friends by the poor, I guess. But you wouldn't do that. I'd make them give it for free.
it's true.
Oh, just a little.
Just doing it.
This is about to blow my socks off after the Scotch
So
we've
this
been
is
having.
the 2021. It's 125.3 proof. Because I've never poured into this, I have no idea how to pour, so I'm going to pour it into here.
It's going to be nothing in there.
I know. And then pour it into here.
You can see it. It's down in there.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. You can do whatever you want
right.
to do.
Damn right. All right, everybody. Cheers to you. Drink more bourbon.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday, me. Oh, oh. Oh, it's a lot. Ooh, that's tasty, though.
Wow.
I got a lot of it all at once.
My goodness.
Ooh, yeah.
Sean Dobbins said, just pour the whole bottle in.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You could. How many bottles could you pour in here?
I think you could get at least 2 bottles in there.
I love talking into this thing. It sounds great. Luke.
Oh, my gosh.
No, I am your father. Yeah? Like it? Have you had any yet?
No.
No?
I've been too distracted by your antics. Oh, my God. What if I just...
That's the only way to drink whiskey.
I take back what I said earlier. That is it's spiritual experience.
All right, she's fine, folks.
I'm fine.
Sarah's back.
I'm not broken.
Guess who's back? Sarah's back.
It does. Oh man, the contrast though between the two. It's like I get now why people who like Scotch say that bourbon is too sweet or too desserty for them. Like I understand where they're coming from because after drinking what we've had tonight, coming to this, it's so rich. It's very desserty. It still has some darker notes. It still has intensity.
Sure.
But it's sweet.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about this. Don't get me wrong. This is excellent. I'm just saying I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. Well, you know, while we're on the topic, oh, hey, there's Trev. Top of the evening to you, says the Bourbon Wrench. Hello, Trev. You got a new hat from Scotland.
I had to talk him out of wearing his captain's hat tonight. I was like, there can only be one.
That's true. We didn't even talk about the adventure of finding the cap, or hat.
It was the one thing he wanted.
Oh yeah, and
I
tried on probably at least 20.
I think Chad thought that he was
maybe 5 or 6 stores.
Yeah, I think Chad thought that he was going to walk into the first shop, pick up a hat, put it on, and it was going to be the perfect hat, and we were going to walk out with it. And immediately, a lot of them just poofed over the sides. It was more like a beret than it was
overhang.
This, and I immediately, it was like just imagine early 2000s prom dress try-on montage. He would walk out and I'd be like, nope.
Or no. Dumb and Dumber.
I held up scorecards too.
Yeah. Well, we talk and this thing is just reverberating.
Yeah, can we?
No.
It's probably...
Is it annoying to you all?
It's annoying to me.
The only thing better than a captain's hat is a Chaz hat. That fit is immaculate.
Isn't it great?
Thanks.
I made him try on a lot of them until we found this nicely tapered side.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even attempt to nose it.
You can pretty much put your whole face in there.
Yeah.
You're such a goof.
Can't really nose it. That's true.
Can you smell anything in there?
I mean, you can tell that there's
I can smell
bourbon in there.
There's bourbon in there.
You can't tell, this is a 2021 WLW. I get hints of cherry and
you said you rinsed this out pretty good, but there's something in there.
Yeah, that's probably a little piece of packing peanut still in there.
No, it doesn't smell like William LaRue Weller.
No.
I can fit my whole face here.
It is something that I should not
Unsanitary.
do.
Unsanitary. Back to drinking. I can smell your face in here.
You can smell my face?
In here.
How does my face smell?
Yeah, a little bit of makeup. Not a lot. She doesn't have to ever... Are you wearing makeup? I don't even know. Skincare.
So you're saying...
Your, what are they called? Pheromones. I can smell your face. I can smell your face from here. How's that song go?
Are you drunk? When did this happen?
I'm back on bourbon, baby. I can smell my face when I'm with you. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's how it goes, Chad.
Oh, that's not it.
My face doesn't smell.
It doesn't. When something smells, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means there is an aroma. Flowers smell, but when you say this flower smells, you're like, oh, what, is it bad? Like, no, it's a flower. It's lovely. It's lovely.
You guys. What am I supposed to do with this?
You know, people were saying the same thing the other night.
About my face smelling?
No, about how they liked second half of the stream, Chad.
Well, we are, in the beginning, we haven't had any alcohol. I'm sure we do become more joyful throughout.
Yeah, I'm a slow burn. I don't like to come on.
Oh, you mean on Matt Madness?
No, Matt Madness.
Well, it's hard when
I'm a slow burn. I don't. I'm generally a quiet person. In company, I'm generally a quiet person.
It depends on the company.
I don't walk in and be like, I demand the stage.
That's not true.
I feel myself out.
It depends on the group.
Yes. And then if I'm feeling it, then I'll dip a toe in. If I get a reaction that I like, then it comes on. And I feel like live streams are the...
Well, I think it's also quite challenging when you have... One, it's not your channel, that you're a guest on someone else's channel, so you don't want to step on them.
5 other people.
And there are also 5 other people, and so you're trying not to talk over anyone, or you're trying to wait for your window to add your comment without just making more noise.
Right. Absolutely.
So, I get it.
Yeah. I also get
it was past
the
your
super
bedtime.
chat from Tiffany again.
Tiffany!
Says, Chad! I almost forgot to apologize that Matt called you Reject Chad on Matt Madness.
Reject Chad!
He took that out of context.
Actually, now that they booted him from the top 2, you are kind of our Reject Chad.
Oh, too soon, Sarah.
Too soon!
Too soon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll give you a big Glencairn cheers. Wow.
Too much
bass. Treble. I'm all about that treble on this.
Oh my gosh.
It looks natural though, right?
It definitely doesn't take you out of the conversation.
No.
If that's what you were worried about.
Excuse me a second. I'm just gonna take a little sip of my drink. Grabs both hands.
Yeah, work those biceps. Watch him. Normally he would just flex then. Okay, that part was a little disturbing. The noises and then the slurping.
Yeah, it was like something out of Mad Max all of a sudden. Like the guy with the hoses.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the kind of movie that I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Furiosa.
Sips water.
Yeah.
What time is it? It is getting close to my bedtime. We got a new booking?
Hey!
Whoa!
Welcome to
the trip.
Welcome to the trip.
We have one new booking.
Person.
That's so exciting.
We will keep your
I'm not going to announce
anonymity.
Who you are on the internet, but I am so excited to hang out with you, whoever you might be.
Yeah. Anyone who calls Chad Reject, I will personally pirate raid you and destroy you, all while wearing only a captain's hat.
A captain's hat.
That might be worth it, folks.
Draw me wearing this captain's hat. Wearing
only
this captain's
hat. Yes. Boom.
Do I want a little bit more? No, I'm okay. It's 9:15, almost. Also, I can't see.
It's a school night.
It is a school night. Oh, you guys, I'm not here next Sunday.
She's not here the next 2 Sundays, but never fret.
Chad has a plan.
I have a plan.
It's okay. It's not my fault. It's not by my choice.
It's not by her choice.
It's because I made friends and I love them dearly.
Which I always told her was a mistake.
It was a mistake. No, I love them dearly.
Make friends.
But I do have some friends and life commitments that I have made over the next 2 weeks, and so those Sunday nights I will not be with you. Chad will be alone. I imagine it going something like this. Unsupervised.
Strictly drinks from the Big Karen.
Little Sarah Small Sarah will sit in for me.
That's right.
She'll just sit here.
She'll sit there.
I don't know who else will be on.
I had you on every Matt Madness.
I saw. Mm-hmm. It was very sweet.
You were there.
You're kind of cute.
Yeah.
Except for when you're being... I don't know, whenever you're like moaning and slurping into that giant Glencairn and making
sweet hat,
Chad. Noise, it was weird.
Thank you.
I take that as a
what is a
compliment. When you all
friend?
compliment his hat, I take it as a compliment because
She helped pick it up.
I did.
But I knew when I put it on, it was the right one.
Very, what's the word? I feel like don't answer that because you'll just pick the wrong descriptor
probably.
that will offend me.
Probably.
Picky, I guess.
Picky.
You deserve the best. I wasn't gonna let you walk out with a hat that didn't fit this handsome face.
Well, I didn't want you walking around with someone who looked like a schmuck, so yeah. Excuse me a second.
Oh, pardon me for 1 second. Let me drink out of my giant glass. Are you gonna make me drink out of that on my birthday? It reminds me of a fancy version of the bucket that BS and Bourbon does.
Yeah. Well, I think like
Except for no one else is allowed to drink out of it.
at the meetup, everyone who brings a bottle should pour a little bit into this. We'll get a nice infinity Karen.
We're not all drinking out of it.
No, you just dip. Well, it has to be pretty full, wouldn't
We'll
it?
just get a ladle.
Just get a ladle. We'll just ladle it.
That's the easiest solution.
We'll ladle it.
We'll ladle it so
We'll ladle it.
so we don't get an F on our food score.
That's true. But back to the next 2 Sunday lives. Yes, I will have a co-host. Don't you worry. Yeah.
Yes, and co-host.
Yeah, I guess. Co-host.
It'll be a surprise for you.
Yeah.
He's got people in mind. It's just not 100% locked down yet. So
One of them, one of
One's
the 2
locked.
is locked. I want to make sure they were certain on that date before I announce. But yeah. But yeah, there will be guests. The show must go on.
Anyways, I'm not fun anyways because it's literally almost my bedtime. Like,
Yeah.
I just got so tired.
Let me just finish my drink.
I don't know if it's because of the drinking, but also I'm going to fall asleep like right after this. Is that healthy? I don't know. Ask my doctor. I'll ask her. It's fine.
All right.
The whiskey makes me sleepy.
So, just for comparison, Big Karen, Little Karen, or regular Karen.
Wee Karen.
Wee
Oh,
Karen.
they're like a little family, except this one's a giant.
It's like bars.
It's like Shaq's family.
It's like, can you hear me now? Yeah. Yeah. On the site. Will be on the site. Email us about a special order.
Yeah, this one's she's a pricey piece.
She pricey, but she worth it.
It would be it's technically a trophy.
Ah, yes, that you
Yeah.
can drink out of. I love
Yes.
trophies that you can drink out
I
of.
thought
It's
you
like the
might.
Stanley Cup.
I thought you might like it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it was a gift for Chad for
I love
hitting
it.
this 100,000 subscribers.
True.
It was a nice surprise for him.
But you can get whatever you want on there. You could get our logo. You get to drink more bourbon.
You can get, yeah,
Yeah, whatever you want.
whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Anyways, I feel like that'll do it for us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we couldn't get to all of your questions in the chat. Thanks for joining us anyways.
Yes.
We didn't even get through half of the scotch that we got.
No. But we are going to be on Roy from Aquavites. You saw pictures of him. I'll pull him up right now. Where are you, Roy? You handsome bastard. There you are. We'll be on Roy's VPub. I think it's Thursday? It is a Thursday.
I don't know if it's this Thursday because I have a flight at 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
Ah. Well, it would be in the
Okay, well, it's going to be
afternoon for
sometime.
us? I don't know.
It's going to be sometime.
Yes, but we will be on Roy's VPub, his live stream, talking about our experience and drinking more that we didn't drink tonight. So if you want to hear more about 2 bourbon drinkers drinking scotch, then
That'd
just
be the time to
tune
join.
in. Aquavitae, Water of Life, Aquavitae on YouTube. Go ahead and give him a sub. And
If you don't already,
and then that
so
way
great.
you can hit the reminders about the live stream and watch his recycled reviews because they're brilliant.
We do love them.
And I bet he would look good in this hat, although I've never seen him wear this hat.
I mean,
Maybe he's like, oh, that's what tourists wear.
I'm not allowed to say anything that about like that he would look good either way. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, so that'll do it for us until next Sunday. Again, she won't be here, but I will, and someone else will be joining remotely.
don't miss me too much,
You can miss her. It's okay.
but not too much. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That's not a lot. Anyways,
there's the thing.
There's the thing.
So we will see you. One of us will see you next Sunday. Thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate it. Thanks for all the birthday wishes and super chats. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.